Our client was a UK national who had, prior to deciding to study in Hong Kong, redomiciled his relatively new yet manifestly profitable business here from the south of England. This was a case of Britain's loss and Hong Kong's gain. His business partner, also a UK citizen, had independently applied for an investment visa some months earlier and had been approved to come and run their business in Hong Kong. While still small, the company was obviously going places. Our client, on the other hand, was more interested in furthering his engineering studies in Hong Kong, initially had no desire nor intention to participate in the affairs of the business. Consequently, he enrolled in a master's degree program on a full-time basis in a Hong Kong university and was granted a student visa here. This client initially approached us for advice in respect to the lawfulness of him receiving dividends from the business whilst he was in possession of a student visa. At the time, we advised him that so long as he was not engaged in the management, direction or administration of the affairs of the company, the Immigration Department would perceive the money received in his hands as investment income and not an emolument resulting from the holding of any office nor undertaking any work in his business. Several months later, the client contacted us once more. Whilst he was a full-time student, it had transpired that the material he was learning about in his postgraduate program was directly relevant to the business, and conversely, the activities of his company were now directly relevant to what he was preparing for his thesis. So, he wanted to join in his business in an active way and adjust his study mode from full-time to part-time. This required an application to the Immigration Department for him to adjust his studies from a student visa to an investment visa with special dispensation for him to convert his master's degree studies from full-time to part-time. After about 12 weeks, the process of satisfying the approvability test in respect to the investment visa element of his application was effectively complete. Now it came down to the approval of the university for a change in study mode from full-time to part-time. The first run at documenting this change of study mode resulted in a letter from the engineering faculty, not from the university registrar, and was crafted to appear conditional on the Immigration Department approving his new scheme of immigration arrangement. For their part, the Immigration Department would not accept the faculty level communication as it was merely conditional and it needed to be definitive. Our client then went back to the registrar, who communicated with the head of faculty that was agreed that the changed study mode was acceptable, and therefore the registrar issued the requisite letter. Consequently, our client's case was finalised positively and was granted his investment visa with the requisite dispensation to study. But here's the twist. Had our client been able to read the tea leaves, he would never have applied to study for his master's degree full-time in the first place. He would have instead secured an investment visa from the get-go and applied to undertake his studies on a part-time basis after his investment visa was approved, as, under current immigration policy, a student visa is needed only for a full-time course of study. If you're holding a Hong Kong employment or investment visa, you are lawfully able to take up a part-time course of study without any specific permissions from the Immigration Department to do so. So, going from a student visa to investment visa turned into a complete palaver, as the university knew full well that any part-time course of study would not require their participation in an immigration scenario. As our client was a full-time student under their immigration charge, the university became an integral facet of the application, which went on to add several weeks and a lot of toing and froing with the Immigration Department to get their visa approval over the line. Complex, yes, but the right immigration outcome was achieved in the end.